Big here, 49-0 heading into halftime. You guys have gotten a lot of takeaways. What did you tell your defense coming into this game to allow you guys to be able to do that?
Yeah, we just wanted to play good, clean football and execute calls. And, we always talk about getting takeaways, and they were able to do that on 3 different possessions, I think, now. And to see Carson Domine, who's been in our program for 4 years, getting the end zone twice, that's always fun for kids to see that or get to experience that when they don't ever play offense, because he's a defensive-only kid.
What is your mindset going into this game? I know, or going into halftime. I know we talked earlier about keeping players grounded, especially in when you have big leads like this. How do you keep them grounded, and what's your message going into halftime?
Yeah, we had way too many penalties on offense. We have got to clean that up. That's not going to help us win in big ball games. So that's going to be a point of emphasis, and then continue to take care of the football and be effective, whether we're on offense, defense, or special teams.
Offensively, what went well tonight?
We were able to hit one deep one right there at the beginning, but we're getting great field position. So when you get short fields, that always makes it a lot easier for you to get points on any possession.
Cool. Thank you, Coach.
And thank you, Trey. Getting to hear from Coach Arwin after what is a great first half. Welcome to the halftime show here at Friday Nights in Athens. I'm your host, Jackson Rowland, joined alongside Patrick Cassett, bringing you all the action from tonight's game. Patrick, what a first half we just saw. Titans right now hold a commanding 49-0 lead here at their own stadium. Patrick, what did you see in that first half?
Well, I'll tell you what. They have fireworks to come out to in the tunnel for pregame, and they put fireworks on the defensive end and the offensive end that time. I mean, you put up 3 scores on the defensive end. I don't care who you're playing in the country, whether it's a region game, an in-state foe, or you're taking on literally anyone. You put up 3 defensive scores, including 2 fumble sixes. I mean, that is absolutely insane. It's impressive to see what this Titans squad's been able to do.
Of course, and we're breaking down right before the show. We weren't even sure which stats to use. We're overwhelmed. We got 5 defensive turnovers from Chestatee right now, so 5 forced for North Oconee, 4 fumbles, 2 recovered for 6, like you mentioned. The pick 6 as well. The defense is really firing on all cylinders, Patrick.
Well, and that's the thing. So you get the pick 6, but you can't not talk about the offense, Jackson.
That's right.
And so we talked about Max Wilson, how he's kind of going to be the leader in that QB room.
No doubt.
Well, not only does he go out there and he throws a couple touchdowns in the first half, he's also catching 35-yard receptions.
That's right.
They weren't kidding when they told us that he's a guy that has the athletic ability to do all. And I'll tell you what, this Titan squad is putting on quite the show.
Absolutely. And you mentioned Max Wilson, the Swiss Army knife for this team. He catches a pass from his associate, Harrison Faulkner, the guy he's taken under his wing, so I'm sure that's a cool moment for them. Getting to see them on the sideline was incredible. And then turns right around in the next drive, and he's got the ball in his hands out of the backfield. So he's really doing it all right now. But the one thing killing North Oconee right now, and of course holding a commanding lead, but you got to think down the road, future games rather. They've got 45 penalty yards in the first half, and really for no reason.
Which is crazy when you think they have 237 total yards on offense in the first half. And some of that is they've hurt themselves with going back, would you say, 45 yards?
Absolutely.
Which is interesting to see. Of course, if you're going to be the coaches for North Oconee, you want that cleaned up. But it's hard to find things to be mad at when you have a 49-0 lead.
No doubt, and obviously a balanced offense here from North Oconee. I mean, just to take a look at some of the people who have scored tonight, obviously Max Wilson, Harrison Faulkner getting one on the ground, Brooks Thompson from offense, Carson Domine on defense, 2 for him, fumble recoveries, and of course Landon Ralden. We mentioned the pregame, Luke Watersworth also getting a score. Obviously a lot of weapons, and they're utilizing all of them right now.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much that we can say about North Oconee. Now, Chestatee, on the other hand, they've struggled to get anything going. They were able to get a first down there in that second quarter, and they got to try to keep expanding on that run game. We've seen them try to use to the sideline. They've tried to go vertically up the seam, and nothing's working right now, and I'm sure they're going to try to figure out some adjustments in halftime.
I mean, number 15, Kason Cagle, he's a great athlete. Not getting a lot of help from his line right now, but we are seeing some impressive things from him in the backfield. Hope to see him more in the second half. But when we come back, we're going to have Owen Warden join us and tell us a little bit more about his feature story this week with the duo quarterbacks from North Oconee. Welcome back to the halftime show here at Friday Nights in Athens, where we're now joined by Owen Warden Owen, thanks for joining us. And you had the chance this week to talk to the two quarterbacks, both Harrison Faulkner and Max Wilson. Did anything surprise you in this first half?
I mean, not really. You know, this has been a team that's prided itself on having two different quarterbacks. I mean, it's been something that's coming from the brass down. You know, I mean, both coaches we talked to, head coach, offensive coordinator, who we got to hear from earlier in the show. Both those guys preached how great it was to have two guys. And, you know, when we talked to Coach Arendt about a week ago, he said, we don't have a backup quarterback. We've just got two starters, you know, and I think we've seen that so far today.
Yeah, and definitely battling the norm, having that duo system work. But just how does it work with these two quarterbacks? Well, Owen was able to find out for us this week in his feature story.
The North Oconee offense has playmakers all over the field. Whether it be Army and Navy commits Jack Kelly and Tate Tidshaw, or recent standout wide receiver Landon Roldan, North Oconee has plenty of players all over the field for its quarterback to get the ball to, or rather, its quarterbacks. Offensive coordinator Kurt Dorman has put together an offense that utilizes both senior quarterback Max Wilson and sophomore quarterback Harrison Faulkner. But why?
I think it just creates a nightmare for the other DC. It really when Max Wilson is so versatile, and Harrison is such a great student of the game, that him being young and having Max like in the same backfield sometimes is like, I mean, that's the greatest tool for that guy in his development, is to tag team off each other. So they're each other's best fans, but them two on the field together is a whole nother level of our kind of progression as an offense.
Wilson is a 2-year starter for the Titans and has the most experience at the job, but North Oconee's head coach Tyler Arendt felt that Faulkner's talent and development was too good to keep off the field. Arendt and Dorman also pointed toward Wilson's athleticism and that it was also too good to keep off the field, making sure to place both on the field at the same time. Faulkner has been learning under Wilson since last season, and as such, has really seen their relationship grow.
I feel like it's dangerous it's hard to game plan. I feel like when you have such an experienced O-line, you have experienced wide receivers, and then you have a young and talented quarterback like Harrison, he's going to be really special. If he already is, but he's going to continue to be like that and get it even better.
The late John Madden once said, if you have two quarterbacks, you have none. But for this season, North Oconee is looking to prove that statement wrong and win a state championship out of it. For Friday Nights in Athens, I'm Owen Warden.
And thank you, Owen. We got to see so much of that quarterback duo success here in the first half, but that's not the only action we've seen, although it's senior night here. Plenty action going on around the 8. Patrick, what do you have for us?
Well, we'll start out in that Clark-Simpson game that we highlighted earlier.
Absolutely.
That was kind of our matchup to watch tonight. And so far, that Clark Central offense, with the return of Chase Barong under center, they haven't been able to get anything going. They're down 15-0 against a good Jefferson squad.
Absolutely, yeah, great team.
But we'll see if Coach Perno can get that changed in the second half for Clark Central.
Yeah, as we predicted, Sammy Brown effective right away for Jefferson, already scoring touchdowns. But, you know, a couple weird things. 15 isn't the most normal score. They were at 13 for a little while, but a penalty that gave Jefferson a safety. Interesting score there. We'll see how that progresses. But continuing on, very interesting. Prince and Pensacola Catholic hasn't even really gotten going yet. You know, they started just getting started still in the first there. So definitely we'll have to keep an eye on that in post game.
And you know, you take the trip down to Florida, you never know, weird things happens down there.
Oh, always.
That's right, on the road. So tough matchup there. We'll keep you posted on Prince and Pensacola as we go on. But the real story tonight, Athens Academy, Mount Vernon. Patrick, what's going on there?
I'll tell you what, Athens Academy is up 35-7 right now over Mount Vernon, and that is something that we didn't see coming. We didn't even have it circled as our matchup of the week, let alone the Spartans come out and dominate the first half versus Mount Vernon. If they can hold on in the second half, this will be a marquee win for their season.
And yet I got to give credit to my man Jackson over here. I mean, he called it undefeated at home. I mean, what can I say when you know, man? But absolutely, I mean, again, looking to continue that undefeated streak. And we said they've got talent, they've got offensive weapons. They've all been showing out tonight in that 35-7 lead so far. But of course, we got one more. We were there last week. 7-0. Cedar Shoals currently holding a lead. Win streak maybe for a team that came into last week with not a win on the books.
Yeah, trying to carry that momentum. We got to see the win last week. They pick up their first of the season. carrying that over into this week so far. We'll keep you updated on how that one plays out. But a lot of action here from around the 8. We're seeing Wingfield and Welch in that backfield for Athens Academy, putting up numbers. Devin Hester doing it at Cedar. Looking to see Philo do it against Pensacola Catholic. And, of course, trying to see if Chase Moran can get things going there against Jefferson. But that's going to be it for us here from the halftime show as the clock begins to wind down to kick off this second half. We're going to send it right back up to Rafael Cruz at play-by-play, Hamilton Cole, Pepper on color. But stay tuned. We'll be right back for the post-game show with scores, updates, finals, and more right here from Friday Nights in Athens.